Have you ever noticed something strange about pickup trucks in America? For decades, the conversation has almost always started with one truck. The king, the bestseller, the truck everyone compares everything else to. The Ford F-150. And honestly, there's a good reason for that. The F-150 has dominated the American truck market for years. It's become more than just a vehicle. It's practically part of American culture. Construction workers buy them, ranchers buy them, business owners buy them, families buy them. Even people who never tow a trailer or haul a single piece of lumber buy them. But what if I told you there's another truck that quietly challenges the F-150 in ways many people never expect? A truck that often feels more premium, more refined, and in some versions, even more luxurious. That truck is the GMC Sierra. Now the big question is simple, is the GMC Sierra actually better than the Ford F-150? Or is it just a more expensive version of the Chevrolet Silverado with a fancy badge? Today, we're diving deep into everything that matters. Performance, reliability, towing, technology, comfort, ownership costs, real-world usability. And by the end of this video, you'll know whether the Sierra deserves its growing reputation or whether the F-150 still remains the king of American trucks. Before we compare them, let's understand where the Sierra came from. Because GMC has always occupied a very interesting place in the truck world. Most people know GMC as part of General Motors. And technically, GMC trucks share a lot with Chevrolet trucks. That has been true for decades. The Sierra and Silverado often use the same platforms, engines, transmissions, and underlying engineering. So why does GMC exist? Simple. Premium positioning. Think of it this way. Chevrolet is aimed at the broader truck market. GMC targets buyers who want something a little more upscale, a little more refined, a little more premium, without stepping all the way into luxury truck territory. That strategy has worked surprisingly well, especially over the last decade. Because modern truck buyers have changed. Years ago, trucks were mostly work tools. Today, they're often daily drivers, family vehicles, road trip machines, luxury cruisers, office vehicles, weekend adventure rigs. People expect far more from trucks than they used to, and GMC recognized that trend early. The result is the modern Sierra. Now, when you first look at a Sierra, the most obvious thing is the styling. The truck has presence. A lot of presence. The grille is massive. The stance is wide. The headlights are aggressive. And overall, the Sierra feels more upscale than many competitors, especially in higher trims. Models like the Denali and Denali Ultimate almost feel like luxury vehicles disguised as pickup trucks. And honestly, this is one area where GMC has become extremely strong. Because the Sierra doesn't simply compete with trucks anymore. In some trims, it competes with luxury SUVs. Step inside a modern Denali Ultimate, and you'll immediately understand why. Premium leather, open-pore wood trim, high-end stitching, massaging seats, large digital displays, excellent sound systems, and an overall level of refinement that would have seemed impossible in a pickup truck 20 years ago. This is where many buyers begin questioning the F-150. Because while Ford offers luxurious trims like the Platinum and Limited, GMC has built an incredibly strong luxury truck identity. And for some buyers, that alone makes the Sierra more appealing. Now let's talk about engines, because truck buyers care about power. A lot. The Sierra offers several powertrain options depending on trim and model year. Historically, buyers have been able to choose from a variety of V8 engines, turbocharged gasoline engines, and even diesel options. The famous 5.3-liter V8 remains a favorite among traditional truck enthusiasts. It's proven, reliable, smooth, and delivers the kind of V8 character many truck buyers still love. Then there's the larger 6.2-liter V8, and this engine changes everything. Because suddenly the Sierra feels genuinely fast. For a full-size truck, acceleration becomes surprisingly impressive. Merging onto highways feels effortless. Passing slower traffic becomes easy. Towing heavy loads feels more relaxed. And honestly, the 6.2-liter is one of the strongest arguments in favor of the Sierra. Then there's the diesel option, and this is where GMC really earns respect from many truck owners. The Duramax diesel delivers excellent torque. excellent fuel economy, and outstanding towing confidence, especially for people who regularly haul trailers, campers, boats, or equipment. Now, Ford offers excellent engines too. The F-150 lineup is arguably one of the most diverse in the industry. EcoBoost engines, V8 options, hybrid powertrains, high-performance variants. There are a lot of choices. But many Sierra owners specifically appreciate the balance GMC achieves. The engines feel mature, refined, and well-matched to the truck's overall character. Now let's discuss towing, because this is one of the biggest reasons people buy trucks in the first place. The modern Sierra is incredibly capable. Depending on configuration, towing capacities can exceed 13,000 pounds. That's enough for large boats, travel trailers, construction equipment, car haulers, horse trailers, and most recreational towing needs. For the majority of buyers, that's more capability than they'll ever use. But capability creates confidence, and confidence sells trucks. Now, to be fair, the F-150 remains extremely competitive here. In some configurations, Ford can actually tow more. But here's something many buyers overlook. Numbers aren't everything. The towing experience matters. And GMC does an excellent job making towing feel less stressful. Trailer cameras, trailer monitoring systems, integrated brake controls, advanced towing technology. Everything feels designed to help owners tow confidently, especially newer drivers who may not have years of trailer experience. Now let's move inside. Because truck interiors have become a battleground. And honestly, this is where the Sierra shines. Older trucks often felt basic. Hard plastics, simple controls, minimal technology. Modern Sierras are completely different. Large touchscreens, digital instrument clusters, wireless smartphone integration, premium materials, excellent seat comfort, and one feature that deserves special attention, the multi-pro tailgate. This may sound like a small detail, but owners absolutely love it. The tailgate can be configured in multiple ways: work surface, step, loading aid, cargo access platform. It's one of those features that sounds gimmicky until you actually use it. Then, suddenly, you wonder why every truck doesn't have it. Ford has innovative features too. But GMC's multi-pro tailgate remains one of the smartest truck innovations in recent years. Now let's talk about ride quality, and this is another area where the Sierra impresses. Especially in premium trims, the truck feels remarkably smooth. Road noise is well controlled. The cabin remains quiet at highway speeds. Long trips feel comfortable. Passengers stay relaxed. And compared to older generations of trucks, the improvement is enormous. Some Sierra trims even offer adaptive suspension systems that further improve ride comfort. That matters because many truck owners spend hours behind the wheel every week. Comfort becomes extremely important, especially for commuters, business owners, travelers, and families. Now here's where the Sierra starts creating a real challenge for the F-150, because the Sierra often feels like a truck designed for people who want luxury first and capability second. Not that it lacks capability. Far from it. But GMC clearly understands that many buyers are using these trucks as daily drivers, and that philosophy influences almost every aspect of the truck. The materials, the technology, the seats, the ride quality, the noise insulation, everything feels focused on making ownership enjoyable. But does that make it better than the F-150? Not necessarily. Because Ford still has several powerful advantages. And that's exactly what we'll examine in Part 2. We'll compare reliability, ownership costs, fuel economy, long-term value, real-world ownership experiences, and ultimately answer the question everyone came here for. Is the GMC Sierra actually better than the Ford F-150, or is it simply a more luxurious alternative? So after looking at the design, engines, towing capabilities, luxury features, and overall personality of the GMC Sierra, we arrive at the question that really matters. What is it actually like to own one? Because let's be honest, a truck can have all the horsepower in the world, the biggest touchscreen, the fanciest leather seats, the most impressive towing numbers. But if ownership becomes a headache, none of that matters. And this is exactly where the battle between the Sierra and the Ford F-150 becomes extremely interesting. Because these trucks attract similar buyers, but they often appeal to different personalities. The Sierra tends to attract buyers who want refinement. The F-150 often attracts buyers who want maximum versatility. Neither approach is wrong. They're simply different. Let's start with reliability. And this is probably one of the most important categories for truck buyers. After all, many people purchase these vehicles expecting to keep them for years, sometimes even decades. The Sierra's reliability reputation is generally solid, especially when equipped with proven powertrains like the 5.3-liter V8. Many owners report years of dependable service with routine maintenance, oil changes, transmission servicing, brake maintenance, tire rotations. The normal things every vehicle requires. However, like every modern truck, the Sierra isn't completely immune to issues. Some owners have reported occasional electronic problems, infotainment glitches, and minor technology-related concerns. That's not unique to GMC. Modern trucks are essentially rolling computers. The more technology manufacturers add, the more opportunities there are for small electronic issues. Ford faces similar challenges. In fact, some F-150 owners have reported their own technology-related frustrations over the years. The reality is that modern vehicles are more complicated than ever, and complexity can sometimes create unexpected problems. Still, when properly maintained, both the Sierra and the F-150 can provide hundreds of thousands of miles of service. And honestly, for most buyers, maintenance habits matter more than brand loyalty. Take care of your truck. Follow service intervals. Address problems early. And your chances of long-term ownership success improve dramatically. Now let's discuss fuel economy, because fuel costs matter, especially if you're driving a full-size truck every day. Historically, trucks weren't exactly known for efficiency, but modern engineering has improved things significantly. The Sierra offers respectable fuel economy depending on engine choice. The diesel variants are particularly impressive. Many owners love the Duramax diesel because it combines strong towing capability with surprisingly good fuel efficiency. Long highway trips become much less expensive. And for people who regularly drive long distances, that matters a lot. The F-150 fights back aggressively here. Ford's EcoBoost engines have built a strong reputation for balancing power and efficiency. And Ford's hybrid options add another layer of flexibility. This is one area where Ford arguably offers more variety. But again, the answer depends on the buyer. Some buyers want maximum efficiency. Others want traditional V8 power. Others prioritize towing. The Sierra provides multiple paths to satisfy those needs. Now let's talk about technology, because modern truck buyers expect a lot. Years ago, a radio and air conditioning were enough. Today, buyers want everything. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, 360-degree cameras, head-up displays, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assistance, digital gauges, massive touchscreens, premium audio systems, remote start functions. And the Sierra delivers, especially in higher trims. In fact, one of the biggest surprises for first-time Sierra buyers is how sophisticated the truck feels. The cabin technology feels modern. The interfaces are generally intuitive, and the overall experience feels premium. The Denali and Denali Ultimate trims are especially impressive. These trucks genuinely compete with luxury vehicles costing similar money. Now let's discuss comfort, because this is where the Sierra earns a lot of praise. Long-distance driving is excellent. The seats are comfortable, road noise is controlled. The ride remains smooth. Passengers have plenty of space. And even after several hours on the road, fatigue stays relatively low. This becomes especially important for business owners, sales professionals, travelers, families, retirees, anyone spending significant time behind the wheel. And honestly, this is one reason many people choose the Sierra over competitors. The truck feels expensive in a good way. Not necessarily because of price, but because of the overall experience. Everything feels solid, refined, thoughtful. Now let's compare the Sierra directly against some rivals. First, the Chevrolet Silverado. This comparison creates a lot of confusion because they're closely related. Mechanically, they're very similar. But the Sierra generally feels more upscale, more premium, more refined. The Silverado often focuses more on value. The Sierra focuses more on experience. Then there's the Ram 1500. Many truck enthusiasts consider the Ram one of the most comfortable trucks available today. And honestly, that's fair. The Ram delivers an incredibly smooth ride. However, the Sierra counters with stronger brand identity, excellent towing capability, and a premium feel many buyers prefer. Then there's the Toyota Tundra. Toyota brings legendary reliability expectations. That's a major advantage. But many buyers still find the Sierra's luxury options and overall refinement more appealing. And finally, we return to the F-150, the benchmark, the truck everyone measures themselves against. The truth is that the F-150 remains fantastic. There's a reason it dominates sales charts. Ford offers incredible flexibility, a huge range of engines, work-focused trims, luxury trims, performance trims, hybrid trims. There's truly an F-150 for almost everyone. And that's Ford's greatest strength. But here's where the Sierra makes its strongest argument. It feels special. The F-150 often feels like the logical choice. The Sierra often feels like the emotional choice. And buying vehicles is rarely a purely logical decision. People buy vehicles that make them feel something. And GMC understands that. The Sierra projects confidence, presence, professionalism, luxury, capability, all at the same time. Now let's talk about resale value, because this matters more than many buyers realize. Trucks generally hold their value well compared to many other vehicle categories. The Sierra performs respectably here, especially premium trims. However, Ford often benefits from sheer market demand. There are simply so many buyers looking for used F-150s. That demand helps support resale values. Still, the Sierra remains competitive and generally avoids the steep depreciation seen in some other vehicle categories. Now let's answer the question from the title. Is the GMC Sierra better than the Ford F-150? The answer depends entirely on what you're looking for. If your priorities include maximum engine choices, maximum configuration choices, hybrid options, strong resale value, huge aftermarket support, then the F-150 remains extremely difficult to beat. But if your priorities include luxury, interior quality, ride comfort, premium design, a more upscale ownership experience, and a truck that feels special every time you walk toward it in a parking lot, then the Sierra becomes incredibly compelling. And honestly, for many buyers today, the Sierra may actually be the better truck. Not because it's objectively superior in every category, but because it understands how modern truck owners use their vehicles. Most people aren't towing every day. Most people aren't hauling construction materials every weekend. Most people are commuting, traveling, running businesses, taking family trips, living life, and the Sierra excels at those things. So here's the final verdict. The GMC Sierra is not perfect. No truck is. But it absolutely deserves to be mentioned among the best full-size trucks in America. It's capable, comfortable, powerful, refined, and surprisingly luxurious. If you're looking for the ultimate all-around truck with endless configurations, the F-150 may still be the safest choice. But if you're looking for a truck that blends capability with genuine luxury and everyday comfort, the GMC Sierra makes an incredibly strong case for itself. And after spending time with one, it's easy to understand why so many owners remain loyal to GMC. Because sometimes being the best-selling truck isn't the same thing as being the truck people enjoy the most. And that is exactly why the Sierra continues to challenge the king.